Hello, Mark Kalababa here, President and CEO of Adamera Minerals Corp. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of our projects. It's called Flag Hill South. It's in Washington State in the Republic Gold District. The Republic Gold District is an epithermal gold system. It's well known for high-grade deposits. Nob Hill, Golden Promise, two of those deposits, they produced about 4 million ounces of gold and 21 million ounces of silver. Estimated grades for those, 23 grams per ton gold and 121 grams per ton silver. Now this is high grade by anybody's standard. We're working in areas called Flag Hill and also in the area of Flag Hill South. Let's talk about Flag Hill South. This is a project we assembled late last year. It's well located, being only 2 kilometers from significant production in the Republic Gold District. As an epithermal gold-silver target, modest grades near surface for gold and silver can often translate to much higher grades at depth. And late last year, we designed a drill program, 3-hole program, to test this and to see if there was any change at depth. Holes 1 and 2 were drilled from the same site. And in hole number 2, the vein was intersected 30 meters deeper, and we see here vein thickness increasing by 2 times, and gold and silver values each increased approximately by 10 times. Hole 3 was drilled more than 100 meters to the south, and it intersected the vein at approximately the same depth as hole 2. And again, what we see with change over depth is the vein thickness is increasing by 2 times, gold values 6 times, but here we see a very significant change in the silver values, which is increased by 70 times. So with that very small drill program, what did we accomplish? Well, we have definitely shown that there's a change in the grade thickness and the content of gold and silver. And we've determined what we need to do next, and that is drill deeper. This is a very interesting slide. It shows one of the drill holes from last year, and it shows the orientation and where we intersected the quartz veins. Now, one of the things we do is we measure the magnetic susceptibility of the drill core, and here's that data now. You see where the quartz veins are, you get very low magnetic susceptibility. This dramatic change in magnetic susceptibility around the quartz veins prompted us to do a very detailed magnetic survey across part of the property. Now you can see that on the left, the orange lines represent quartz veins that we know of, and you can see how they occupy zones with low magnetics. But there's a lot of other linear magnetic lows that have not yet been determined whether they're caused by quartz veins or not. So this has turned out to be a very interesting data set for us. To determine if those magnetic lows are caused by other quartz veins that we don't know of, particularly deeper buried quartz veins, we conducted a soil survey. So recently we collected 300 samples. We analyzed those samples using the DetectORE method, and we now have a data set that gives us gold, silver, and other multi-elements from pXRF. So first of all, here are the gold values. You can see the white lines, those represent the quartz veins that we know of, but the red dots represent gold values from the DetectORE method. In this map, we're showing gold along with silver. So you see the distribution of gold and silver is much greater than expected based on the known distribution of quartz veins. By overlaying the gold and silver values on the magnetic map, we see the possibility for many more veins across the property, but also we see greater strike extent on the known veins. Now, if that's not enough, let me show you another developing opportunity on this project, and this absolutely needs to be tested. Now let's go back to this magnetic susceptibility data. Here's drill hole number 3. The magnetic susceptibility is much lower around the quartz veins. What's causing that? Well, we think it's alteration. And in these systems generate a lot of mineralization. You need to see big alteration halos. Based on this concept, we've gone back now to the original ground magnetic survey data. We ran it through inversion software and came up with some very interesting opportunities. Now, here's a cross-section I'm going to run you through from A to B. There's the cross-section data. This is looking north. Now, very interestingly, we see a magnetic high near the surface, but below that, this is something we can't see, we have a very strong magnetic low. This is a new target that has not yet been tested. To really hit this home, here's a north-south cross-section from A to B. Now this section is looking to the west. Again, you see these mag highs at the top, at the surface of this data. But what is going on with this new target? So what we've drilled so far is only the upper portion. We've tested a few veins. What we need to do is test more of the veins and hit this target at depth. This must be tested. So the Flag Hill South gold-silver property is a new epithermal target for the company. It's in the Republic Gold District. It's adjacent to past production of 4 million ounces of gold and 21 million ounces of silver. Now remember the grades here, 23 grams per ton gold and 121 grams per ton silver. Very high grade district. We're within 12 kilometers of Kinross's underutilized Kettle River Gold Mill. That's always a good thing. We're on private land, so excellent permitting. And I believe this is an untested large-scale target, and this absolutely needs to be tested as soon as possible. Thank you for listening.